10 times Haaland has shocked the world. Erling Haaland is not just any ordinary football player, not at all. He is a freak of nature, a machine man, and honestly, we think this guy might secretly be a robot too. Who knows? The way he plays, the things he does on and off the pitch, are just different from everybody else. Sometimes, watching and following the Man City number 9 just leaves you shell-shocked. Here are 10 times Erling Haaland has shocked the world. Number 1, 9 goals in one match. Haaland has been a super striker since he was only a teenager. At 19, while representing Norway at the FIFA Under-20s World Cup, he scored 9 goals in a single game against Honduras, helping his side to a 12-0 win. I kid you not. And remember, this was an official game too, not just a friendly. And he hit the back of the net 9 times. That's an average of a goal every 10 minutes in that game. Absolutely crazy stuff. So, this guy basically scored 3 sets of hat-tricks in one single game. Of course, with that, he set a record for the most goals scored by a player in a single FIFA Under-20 World Cup game. And he's probably also the only person to win a golden boot at a tournament after being ousted in the group stage. Number 2, debut hat-trick off the bench. When a 19-year-old kid moves to a different country to play in a big league for the first time in his career, we're all usually very willing to accord him a lot of grace because the big leagues can indeed be very overwhelming for young players. And the average youngster would usually need some time to adjust to the big stage. But Haaland is not your average youngster. After joining Dortmund in the 2019 January transfer window, he made his first appearance for the club in a Bundesliga game against FC Augsburg. He came on in the 56th minute with Dortmund 3-1 down and single-handedly completely turned the game around. 3 months after coming on, he pulled one back for his new club. 20 minutes after that, he had completed his hat-trick to give Dortmund a 5-3 win. It's one thing to score on your debut, it's another thing to score a hat-trick on your debut, but it's a whole different level to score a hat-trick in 23 minutes off the bench on your debut. What a guy Haaland is. Number 3, he eats hearts and livers. Haaland's very unusual diet is another thing that might really leave you shocked. Earlier in the year, the Norwegian striker revealed that, apart from his dad's special lasagna, he feeds on the hearts and livers of cows to keep himself in great shape. Wait a minute, what? The heart of an animal? No thank you. And oh, he consumes 6,000 calories per day. That too is really crazy. If you don't understand how crazy that is, here's some context. The average man should consume only 2,500 calories daily. But here you have a man who is consuming more than 2 times that number regularly. Well, at this point, it's pretty obvious that Haaland is not the average man, isn't it? Number 4, he bought a cryotherapy chamber. While many footballers just want to spend their millions on homes, cars, luxury items, and a generally grand lifestyle, Haaland seems to be more interested in something else. While he has his expensive homes and cars, he also recently spent a bulk of his money on something that seems like it only belongs in a futuristic Hollywood sci-fi movie. Haaland really bought a cryotherapy chamber, basically an ice pod, which reaches temperatures as low as -200 degrees centigrade. He uses it for quick rehabilitation of body tissues, to help injuries heal more rapidly, and also to boost his immune system, as well as his blood circulation. Sounds like something a robot would do, honestly. We suggest that scientists look into this guy to make sure that he's actually human. Number 5, quick Premier League hat-tricks. Many people say the Premier League is the toughest league in the world, but Haaland joined and made it look way too easy. In his 3rd game in the league, he scored his first Premier League hat-trick. 4 days later, he scored another hat-trick. With those back-to-back trebles, he became the quickest person to score 2 hat-tricks in the history of the Premier League. Can you guess how many matches he beat the previous record by? 14. This freak beat the previous record by 14 games. Wow. Just wow. Number 6. Beat Owens' record by 40 games. No matter how easy Haaland tries to make it look, scoring hat-tricks is not easy at all. Especially in the Premier League. Before he joined the league, the record for the quickest player to score 3 hat-tricks in the Premier League was 48 games, and that was won by Ballon d'Or winning Michael Owen. Haaland came and got 3 hat-tricks in just 8 Premier League games, completely shattering the record by a whopping 40 games. Absolutely bonkers. And in the process, he also became the first man to score hat-tricks in 3 consecutive home games in Premier League history, one of those trebles coming in the Manchester derby. This guy is not real. And what makes this even crazier is that you just know that he only just got started. Number 7. 25 in 20. Haaland is not only doing unbelievable things in the league, he also leaves us shocked with the things he pulls off in the Champions League. On his Champions League debut with Manchester City, he became the quickest player to hit 25 Champions League goals, doing it in just 20 games. That on its own is an incredible feat, but it looks even more incredible with a little bit of context. Now, how's this for context? Cristiano Ronaldo, the competition's all-time top scorer, failed to score a single goal in his first 20 Champions League games. Let that sink in. Number 8. That goal against Dortmund. When Haaland played against his former club in the Champions League for the first time earlier this season, surely a lot of eyes were on him to make headlines. And boy did he make some crazy headlines. For most of the game, it actually looked like it was going to be a quiet day for the Norwegian. But in the 84th minute, he made millions of jaws around the world drop. He rose highest to meet a really beautiful cross from Cancelo. It was indeed a very gorgeous cross from the fullback, but the way Haaland got up acrobatically to connect with that ball and direct it into the net was so masterful and honestly a little shocking, because absolutely nobody in the globe expected him to attack that ball with his leg at that height. And honestly, you can hardly think of any other player who would be able to pull that off except maybe Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Number 9. When he turned down England for Norway. Haaland was born in Leeds, England, and so could have very easily represented the Three Lions on the international stage with no hassle at all. But he chose instead to represent Norway, and that left not only English people, but football fans all around the world shocked. But more importantly, he made Norwegians happy that he chose his roots over possible glory. Because let's face it, if Haaland was only after winning international accolades, choosing England would have been the easy choice for him. But his ambitions look very different from what many expected of him, and that left them shocked. Number 10. His music video. Perhaps a different type of shock from everything else that has been mentioned in this video, but many were albeit shocked to find out this intimidating 6'5" giant of a footballer had dabbled into rap at some point in his life. He, along with his friends, even shot a music video for it and uploaded it on YouTube. And to be fair, we get why you might be shocked after discovering that. Haaland does not look like a guy who should have any interest in music at all. He looks like he was made for sports, mountain climbing, and just maybe existing as a Viking, not a lad who makes a playful rap song with his friends and shoots a music video for it out of boredom. Anyway, there you have it. 10 times Erling Haaland has shocked the world. But now, we want to hear from you. What would you say is your most shocking Haaland moment of all time? Get into the comments and let us know. It doesn't matter if your moment didn't feature in the video.